Hi, it's Kevin Lebates here, and today's video a little bit more technical than usual. I thought I would talk about the anatomy of a check in the checks system that Richard and I have been working on for months now. And the thing about a check is it's just a piece of data. So it can be represented as binary, for example, as a binary file, or you can encode it as a string. For example, in base 64 or base 58 encoding, you can put it into a QR code. Then you have a visual representation of the check that somebody could scan with their phone. You could even print it out and stick it on a billboard for all you like, because checks are secure. Only the intended recipient can cash the check, and that means that you don't need to use a secure encrypted means of communicating the check data from the sender to the recipient. It can be done through a messenger or through email, or, as I said, you can stick it up on a billboard outside the recipient's house for all you want. You can send it on a postcard. Any kind of means of communication is fine. And now I should talk about what is inside that bit of data. And the answer is that you have a number of components that correspond very closely to what you find on a paper check. You have the sender's address, you have the recipient's address, you have an amount and a token type to transfer from the sender to the recipient. You can have a valid from date and a valid to date, so that gives you a period in time for which the check is valid. Could be a day, could be a month, could be a year. It's really up to the sender. And then you have something called a sequence number, and the reason for that is to ensure that each check can only be cashed once. That's what the checks smart contract uses to determine whether or not a particular check has already been used, because you don't want the recipient cashing the check multiple times and withdrawing the amount of tokens that number of times too. It's supposed to only work once. And then finally, the check is digitally signed by the sender, and that validates the check, because the check smart contract will verify that it has been correctly digitally signed, so nobody else can forge a check and then start cashing money that they're not entitled to. So that's the basic anatomy of a check, and it turns out that it's a surprisingly flexible and secure method for transferring digital assets from a sender to a receiver in a transparent and reliable way, whilst maintaining the decentralization, i.e. the personal ownership of those digital assets, rather than relying on an intermediary like a bank to do it for you. So that's it, today's video, the anatomy of a check. I hope you found it interesting, and I'll see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.